Hi, Jeff from Comprehensive Driving Tuition. This is just an extra little video more about the gears. Okay, when we change in gear, I mentioned that you do feet, hands and feet. So you do clutch down off gas, then you change the gear, then you bring the clutch up to the biting point, you hold it for a little while to engage the engine smoothly, and then you put gas on if you need it, and you've changed from one to the other. That's generally the main process that you do. Okay, but you've got to think about the fact that when you're changing gear down, your foot may not be on the accelerator. It may be on the brake, because when you slow down, you need to first of all decelerate, and then you need your foot on the brake, and then after that you may need to do the gear change. Now, because when you've changed gear up, your feet are used to going down, clutch down off gas, what you're likely to do when your foot is on the brake is to do clutch down off brake without realizing. Okay, it's quite a common mistake that a lot of learners make. But if you think about it, when you're slowing down and need to change to a lower gear, then you need to foot over the brake, and when you put the clutch down, you'll still need to use the brake. So when you're changing gear down, you want to bring your foot over to the brake. First of all, slow down by deceleration and then braking, and then when you do the feet, hands, feet, it's clutch down and stay on the brake, then change the gear. If you've got the speed perfect at this point, then release the brake and leave the clutch up, let the clutch up slowly to the biting point, hold it, and then up slowly like you normally do. Okay, so that's the slightly different process for when you're changing down a gear as opposed when you're changing gear up. So just a very quick recap. When you're changing gear up, it's clutch down off gas, change the gear, bring the clutch to the biting point, put the gas back on and bring the clutch up all the way and put the gas on if you need it. When you're changing gear down, bring your foot over to the brake, press the brake a little bit to slow down, keep your foot on the brake and feeling the pressure of the brake while you push the clutch down. Okay, with your feet like that, you can then change gear. Before you bring the clutch up and introduce the engine, decide if you still need to brake a bit more or whether you've got it right. If you've got it right, then you can release the brake and release the clutch. If you haven't quite got the speed slow enough, you might want to carry on braking for a little bit longer before you bring the clutch pedal up to the biting point. Okay, and then obviously take your foot off the clutch and back on the gas as necessary depending on the traffic. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit more about the gear changes and explaining how to do gear changes up as well as changing gear down. Okay, please look at the other videos on gear changes and try to remember it all. Okay, and I'll see you on the next video.